point at a bat. Costumed in black dresses with white collars and bonnets, we cowered on a cafeteria stage, screaming and crying and accusing another girl of turning into a yellow devil bird that wanted to tear our faces off. Vicky, who's known Paige since kindergarten, attended that show with her mother. She remembers thinking, "What?" Paige and I still don't know what. All we remember is that we got those parts because we were the best screamers. Looking back, the best screamers might have been our teacher's Southern lady way of saying that we were the worst actresses. Regardless, one good screamer holds tight to another for life. At the water park, Paige and I screamed flying down the rapids. We screamed bumping into each other. We screamed seeing each other scream. And we screamed getting stuck and spiraling in whirlpools. Every 15 feet, another good old boy Adonis unstuck us and slung us along. We screamed, "Thank you!" They said, "Yes, ma'am," and shook their heads in what I am sure was marvel over never having seen grown-ass ladies such as ourselves having more fun than little girls pumped up on 16 handles froyo chasing Taylor Swift through a shopping mall. Paige and I drifted along the lazy river congealed with season ticket holders. We got in the wave pool and gripped the sides like castaways. We climbed what I believe was in fact a rickety wooden stairway to heaven to ride White Knuckle River, which is 4 people in a big inner tube going down a 660-foot twisting snake of a drain pipe. And we debated the treetop drop, which is a 70-foot slide down a triple extra large human-sized straw. I asked a woman who just finished it, "Should we ride the treetop drop?" She said, "If you want to taste the crotch of your own bathing suit." We did not. So instead, we went back to the raging rapids and rode it 28 times in a row. At some point, I asked Paige about the tattoo on her shoulder. Paige's tattoo is of what I would call 3 M birds. 3 birds that looked like the letter M, inked in black without features, as if seen from a distance, flying high, maybe over an ocean. One is the width of a nickel, the other 2 the widths of dimes. Mama bird and her babies, soaring to safety. Paige said, "I just came to the point where I felt really free. I felt free and thankful that me and the kids were in such a better place. I'd never even thought about wanting a tattoo before." Paige got that tattoo after she left her first husband, who we'd all known was a problem since high school. Paige never spoke of what went on in her house when she was married to him, but she speaks to me of it now. And there are 2 things I am certain of. I will never forgive that man for what he did to my friend. And if Paige's father hadn't stepped in and saved her, my friend would not be here. When Paige's children were 6 and 19 months old, her father, who was perfectly healthy, sat her down in a restaurant and said, "I will give you your inheritance of $30,000 now if you leave him." Within a month, Paige hired a moving company and got out while her husband was at work. The divorce was finalized a year later. "Best decision ever," she says. Paige never looked back, and neither do we. Let me give you a little rundown of who we are now. Paige is a survivor. Vicky is a caregiver. Heather is religious. Ellen is such a feminist that when she married a man with her exact last name, she insisted they hyphenate. At least that's what I told my husband, who, having met Ellen, believed me and still calls them, and here I will substitute a generic last name for the sake of their anonymity, the Dodos. Me, I'm the funny one. My friends say that I have a special way of saying things, which means that when we're together, I revert to my adolescent ways of shock and, "Oh, no, you didn't." No matter how old we get, we see each other like we first saw each other, young. We forgive each other like we did when we were young, easily. We lean into every story because no story is too long or too much, because we come together so rarely to share. We don't judge each other's baggage, and we don't pack light. Here's what we brought on our PCB trip.